Well, here's the headline. Judge says that the U.S. government appears to have acted like an Orwellian ministry of truth during the COVID pandemic. And I've got to say, that sounds a lot like what every single sane person has been saying forever now. And I don't think Ministry of Truth is hyperbole here. I mean, the Biden administration tried to set up a literal Ministry of Truth. Or, sorry, should I say, Disinformation Governance Board. Run by the totalitarian Mary Poppins. You remember her.
Oh, information laundering is really quite ferocious. It's when a huckster takes some lies and makes them sound precocious by saying them in Congress or a mainstream outlet. So disinformation's origin seems slightly less atrocious. Whew.
Yeah, that's Nina Jankowicz, the most trusted name in batshit crazy. Says here that U.S. District Judge Terry A. Doughty has blocked various federal government entities and figures from pressuring social media companies to censor protected free speech on their platforms. Plaintiffs have alleged that the government wielded its authority to trample First Amendment free speech rights, and the judge has granted a preliminary injunction. Quote, if the allegations made by the plaintiffs are true, the present case arguably involves the most massive attack against free speech in United States history. In their attempts to suppress alleged disinformation, the federal government, and particularly the defendants named here, are alleged to have blatantly ignored the First Amendment's right to free speech, the judge wrote. He explained that the plaintiffs alleged that the defendants colluded with and/or coerced social media platforms to suppress disfavored speakers, viewpoints, and content on social media platforms. The plaintiffs are likely to succeed on the merits in establishing that the government has used its power to silence the opposition to the jabs, opposition to masking and lockdowns, opposition to lab leak theory, opposition to the validity of the 2020 election, opposition to President Biden's policies, statements that the Hunter Biden laptop story was true, and opposition to policies of the government officials in power. All were suppressed, and this isn't anything that we didn't know, is it? Because we saw a lot about this in the Twitter files, didn't we? I mean, how many Twitter files were there exactly? I think there ended up being about 50 of them. Here's one of them. Twitter files, how Twitter rigged the COVID debate. Of course, this was all pre-Elon, by censoring info that was true but inconvenient to U.S. government policy, by discrediting doctors and other experts who disagreed, by suppressing ordinary users, including some sharing the CDC's own data. When the Biden administration took over, one of their first meeting requests with Twitter executives was on COVID. The focus was on anti-jab accounts, especially Alex Berenson. And we also know this was not just Twitter, it was Google, it was Facebook, all of them. Anyway, the judge continued, it is quite telling that each example or category of suppressed speech was conservative in nature. Where have we heard that before? This targeted suppression of conservative ideas is a perfect example of viewpoint discrimination of political speech. Viewpoint discrimination of political speech. During the pandemic, a period perhaps best characterized by widespread doubt and uncertainty, the United States government seems to have assumed a role similar to an Orwellian ministry of truth. Plaintiffs include the states of Missouri and Louisiana, as well as Dr. Bhattacharya and several other individuals. Defendants include President Joe Biden, White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre, Surgeon General Vivek Murthy, various other people, and multiple government entities. Boy, I'm sure the censorship-happy mainstream media is going to have a fit over this. They want to be told what to say by the Biden administration. They don't even need to be told. They just automatically know. And it makes them so angry when people say other things that they know that the administration won't like. Now, Attorney General Andrew Bailey of Missouri, he tweeted, "This injunction is a huge win in the fight to defend our most fundamental freedoms. But we're not done yet. We're just getting started." Yeah, so this is just an injunction, and I'm certain that there is an epic amount of lawfare to be waged over this. I mean, does this look like a man who wants you to be able to say what you think? Yeah, I didn't think so. Anyway, please subscribe, like, and share. Sharing really helps me out. I thank you for that. I will see you next time.